Hey y'all, it's Leah, and I'm here with a date night. I guess you'd call it like a walkthrough because I don't use measurements or anything like that. I'm just showing you how I would fix like a nice date night meal, and I'm telling you everything that I'll use, how I do it, everything like that. Disclaimer, I'm not a chef. I just like to eat good, so don't expect any fancy bowls, spoons, any of that stuff. Like, we use Tupperware over here. Alright? Let's get started. Okay, so first we're going to start off with our steaks. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to reverse sear them. So we're going to start them in the oven, and then we're going to move them onto the cast iron skillet and sear them. So you want to put your oven on 275, let that heat up while you wash and you dry your steaks. So we're going to wash them really good and then pat them dry with some paper towel. After that, I get the seasonings together. I start off with beef bouillon, or if you can't find like actual beef bouillon, like the powder type, you could use the Lipton beefy onion gravy mix. That's like a dupe for that. Um, then I also put like my favorite steak seasonings. So I picked two today, and that was the cracked peppercorn and the buttery steakhouse. Um, since one of them is like the cracked peppercorn, I didn't put any extra pepper in it, but I did add some salt. So after we add those seasonings together, I'm gonna take it with some olive oil and I'm gonna massage it all over the steaks. Then we're gonna let that sit for a little while. I mean, it depends on you. Um, some people like to marinate it. Some people just like to put it on after the steaks are room temperature and then go ahead and cook it. So that's up to you. You can just put it on and wait till your oven heats up to 275. Pop those babies right in the oven. Okay? Okay. So we're gonna let those babies get in the oven. We're gonna cook them for about 30 minutes. So while we're doing that, we're gonna prep our sides. What I've done is washed and cut up my red potatoes. I'm going to boil them in a pot of chicken broth. That's gonna give it a lot more flavor in addition to the seasoning. So that's what I'm showing you here. And you could cook them as long as you like. I know everybody likes things differently. So boom. So after the potatoes have been cooked, I've mashed them and added some butter and a little milk. I don't really want to put measurements on those because everybody likes their mashed potatoes like at a different consistency. I like small little chunks with the skin, but I don't want it too creamy. I don't want it too chunky. So anyway, what I'm adding in here is I'm putting some chicken bouillon in there. I put some garlic powder, some master salt. It's a butter-based seasoning like the one I used earlier on the steaks. If you haven't tried their line, I suggest trying it out. Really good. And on top of that, I just added some fresh grated Parmesan cheese. You can do that to your liking, and I mixed that all in. So here we go with the shrimp. I've got some nice, big, juicy white shrimp. They've been peeled and what is it? Devon. Y'all, I don't know. So I'm seasoning these up really good. I'm adding chicken bouillon to those as well. Onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, pepper, and then I also add a little slap your mama. If you don't have slap your mama, you can use any type of Cajun seasoning. It could be a dollar seasoning, whatever. It's gonna give you the same flavor. So put those in, massage those really well, let them sit for like 5 minutes. So after we got the shrimp nice and seasoned, I've got some fresh green beans. I got them in a pan on medium. Right now, all I'm doing is I put a little salt on them. I'm going to put some onion powder on them as well. I'm going to take and kind of mix them up in a pan a little bit just so they can get a little heat. After I mix them up a little bit, I'm going to add some minced garlic on top. For me, I like a lot of minced garlic. And then I'm going to add a nice lump of butter. Now, if you don't like butter, you could probably use olive oil, or, don't use as much butter. But, like, I want to butter it up. I want to garlic it up, So, just do it how you like to do it. Once I do that, I'm not going to say cook it for a certain amount of minutes. Just cook it until I guess you see and maybe you feel that type of texture that you like, as long as it's cooked. So at the same time, I've been cooking my shrimp on a medium heat. Because these are big, they are going to take longer than maybe like your smaller shrimp. But I just cook them on both sides until they're not pink any longer. So I've taken my steaks out. It's been 30 minutes. I've let them rest for about 15 minutes. So after they rest, I've had my cast iron. I put some butter in there, and I'm just going to let them sear on each side. Once you put one steak in, you do not want to move it. How long you sear them, it'll depend on what type of steak you like. If you like medium rare, I do it about 2 minutes. Medium to medium well, maybe 4 to 5, and then well done, I probably do it around 7 to 8 minutes. So that's going to determine, how you want your steaks. While you're cooking those, you want to make sure you're basting your steaks with the butter. If you could do that, I was trying to get a good angle, so I had my helper, doing the steaks. Thank you to my honey. So yeah, that's gonna make them nice and juicy. Keep that flavor in there. You see, I have the rosemary in there too. So that's just how you're gonna cook your steaks. As you can see, the cast iron was nice and hot. You can see the butter just popping up there. That's why I kind of let him do it, so I could like get the angles. Once you're finished with your steaks, I like to put like some garlic butter on top of it. Just let that melt on top, and voila, you got a nice yummy date night meal for two. You got your nice reverse sear steaks. If you've never heard of that, I got that from Stovetop Kisses. So make sure you go over there and check her out, because she'sthebomb.com, and she put me on that. Yeah, just nice and simple. We quarantining, so you don't want to go out too many places. So this is just a nice, low key, wannabe fancy date night dinner for two. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Also, leave a comment if you've tried this, and if you have any ideas of any other videos you'd like to see from me, maybe cooking or anything. Thanks, y'all.